On the 24th of July. It was something like that. On the on the 24th of July, you know? Went a little like that, I think.
Okay.
Something like
Welcome back to
that.
Beer There Drunk That. That was
Yeah.
Luke singing his
Some
favorite song.
If anybody knows what that song is, definitely let us know because I think Luke is wrong, but definitely let us know.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. If you say it's one of your favorite songs too, you'd be a liar because I made it up.
What if I really liked how you were singing that?
Oh, okay. All right. In that case, it can be your favorite song. I stand corrected.
I like
Um,
Do It Again by Steely Dan more.
okay, well, I come very close to Steely Dan, though, I've been told.
No, you don't.
Oh, well,
Wait,
my
so you guys,
doctor disagrees.
I don't
Mm.
know.
I have a medical professional sign this off.
I got a
Um,
doctor's note saying I come very, very close to Steely Dan.
Yeah.
so two things about Steely Dan, because we're a music podcast as well as a beer podcast. Um, which I do think sometime actually a good idea would be pairing music with beers.
It's
Um,
just me drinking Jenny Cream Ales, listening to Steely Dan's Asia album. It's just an hour-long live stream of me doing that barefoot in my living room.
um, Steely Dan, I believe, was a band out of Columbia University. No?
Bard
Someone was a
College.
band at, huh?
Bard.
Bard. What? Who is? Okay, so that fact is wrong. We'll see if the second fact is wrong. Um, I didn't know what a Steely Dan was because I just thought it was a name. Um, do you know what it is?
It's a
Either of you?
steam-powered dildo.
It's exactly it. It's a steam powered dildo. So I was right
Really?
with I was 1 for 2. I was batting 500.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. 67, they met
Bard.
in Bard College.
Okay.
They were originally in a band in college, Leather Canary or something like that. Um,
Is that a steam powered flashlight
it's a
or
bird.
oh,
But do you know who was in that band?
Phil Collins?
Chevy Chase.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Jeez. Dude, the
Yeah.
world of music is so freaking cool.
It's it's one of those things of like who knows who, like somehow, or like it's even like to a lesser extent professional athletes like talking about like who they grew up playing against or like who they were teammates with on like random all-star teams. And
Pretty
you're like,
cool.
wow, these guys were just kind of destined to do this for a while.
Just like, the three of us grew up with a beer in hand, in the bottle, if you will. And then I was in Luke's class accidentally in preschool or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he was a dick the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I
And we faked our friendship ever since. It's just been, there's almost a beauty to the game,
Yeah, and then I couldn't find a dorm room and so I slept on your floor for a year.
That's right. You were homeless. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We went through bouts of eviction and then I guess resettlement, if you will.
Squatters' rights are powerful is all I'm gonna
They
say.
are. You got us for a while, Donnie.
Dude,
You
it
got us.
like it's crazy how, sometimes you can't afford a place to live, but you can afford to have like a housing lawyer on retainer
Right, yeah.
for just slightly cheaper, honestly. It was really, like honestly, if I wasn't paying the lawyer, I probably could have had my own establishment.
No,
I
but I
guess.
respect it. You were prepared.
Well, I was just trying to make an example of myself.
Oy.
Well, can I talk about my first beer, fellas?
Can I crack open a beer to drink right now?
Oh, well, yeah, I'm drinking my taster. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, same.
Oh,
Well, cheers,
well,
Luke.
I'm drinking
That's a
a
Budweiser's, not?
Bud Zero. Yeah.
Hell yeah, buddy.
Nice. I've always thought it's cool. Like, I think we should just cut out the Budweiser logo and make it a bow tie. Know what I'm
You wear
saying?
bow ties a lot?
Sometimes. Depends if I'm feeling funky or not.
I wore one time. I wore mine to my senior prom.
Nice. Yeah, I'm a bit of a bow tie guy. I got a few of them. I like bow ties.
I don't have the head shape for a bow tie, according to my doctor.
Your doctor's got a lot
That
of
was a
opinions
medical
about your
diagnosis.
personal life.
My doctor is an asshole.
All I think about all the time is your doctor going, "Yeah, 25 is working hard for you."
Oh my God,
I
dude.
forgot about that.
Like
That'd be
he's a
the
nice enough
funniest
guy, but
fucking
he'll
thing.
come out with these lines where he doesn't intend them to be like a punch, but it ends up being a just a the type of punch that knocks the wind out of you.
Like, why is
The,
he? What's his business telling you your shoes are ugly?
yeah.
They're not on your feet.
Then don't look at them.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, your first beer there, Keegan?
Yeah. So I know the theme. Well, the theme this week, if we don't remember, because it has been a little while since we recorded, but it
No, it hasn't.
was what?
No, it hasn't.
Just yesterday.
I
Yeah.
think it,
We've recorded 100
daily.
plus episodes at this point, Keegan, and I'm just slowly dosing them out, and then I sometimes forget to upload it.
You keep the illusion alive that
I
we're
want it to
not
feel
actually
human.
well prepared. Yeah, I
Yeah.
gotcha. Um, so yeah, so it's beverages you drink at a sporting event. Um, to me, like, because it's been like 90 here for 3 days in a row. Um, Automatically golf and baseball, only sports I thought of because I like at a hockey game. I love and like I mean I don't really go for like stouts really at hockey games, so I'll still go for like a light-ish beer. But I feel like I don't want to be like fruity or anything like that at hockey games. It's more just like beer, like a nice tall Jenny Light.
You want something to hydrate you.
Exactly, exactly. Like for me, perfect hockey beer. Again, a tall Jenny Light. You drink one a period. You're fine. You're chilling. Maybe two a
You're
period if you're feeling frisky.
you're golden.
Um, so from Left Hand Brewing Company, which I know we've had before, and I know I
Mm.
actually have grown to love a lot of their beers. Um, they have a mango hibiscus Belgian white,
I
and
have
then you
had
ready for
this.
this? Ready for this?
Whoa!
I had this at
It's
some point this
nitro.
winter. I found it at the store.
Yeah, so it does. I mean, I saw some like tropical flavors in there. I was like, let's just give it a shot. Um, the taste is good. Definitely like feels like a nitro, which is kind of weird a little bit with these flavors, just because I don't know. I expect something a little more bubbly almost, but like it's so smooth. It's really good. Um, Definitely, I think a lot more hibiscus-y, flowery notes than the mango coming through. So it's definitely not as sweet as like a mango cart, for example. Um, but really rock solid. I don't know what it is about the nitro, but it makes a light beer feel heavier in this case. So it's not something I think I drink a lot of. So maybe that helps with a sporting event beer. Maybe it takes away from it, depending on your goal of the sporting event, probably. Um, but yeah, I mean, overall, like a good beer. I think I gave it a four. Actually, maybe I didn't rate this one yet. That's probably my other one. I'd probably give it a four. Again, just because it just wasn't exactly what I was expecting, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. So it's not like a four in a penalization way, but more in like a pretty solid kind of way.
Yeah, I had this beer this winter, and I definitely agree. It wasn't what I expected it to taste like, but it wasn't like false advertising.
Yeah, it's funny. I think almost it almost would, in my opinion, maybe be a little bit better in the winter.
Hmm.
Um, I just like there's something that's not as like crisp about it. And maybe that's just the nitro being super smooth. And you're not having that sharpness of like a more carbonated like CO2 beer. Um, but yeah, there's something about it that like I think might be suitable for the winter.
Yeah, I kind of agree as well. Like, I always say that we should try more things on Nitro, but like sometimes not everything needs to be on Nitro, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I get you. Well, that's one of the reasons, honestly, I picked it up. And as I was like, That's kind of cool. And it was a cool beer. Did the job.
I've been impressed for a while by the beer that I've had from Left Hand. Um, just yeah, just a solid brewery. So I'm glad to hear that there was another hit, even if it wasn't out of the ballpark. It's still
You're
you
still
know
getting hitting doubles and triples, you know? Gap
exactly
power, Luke. We call that gap power.
gap power.
And
Yep,
those are important
good
beers in a
man.
lineup.
It's true.
Speaking of important beers in a lineup, we had a real reason to drink. We had a real reason to drink.
Luke, I'm gonna
Luke,
paint a picture for you.
do you know who Raleigh Fingers is?
No, I haven't
So
heard
this is
that name in a
this is
long time.
indirectly, this is Raleigh Fingers' fault.
Uh, so Luke, imagine your job says that they want to pay you a lot of money to do your job.
We'll pay Luke, we'll pay you throw out a number, $300 million
We'll pay you $300 million to do
to
exactly
do
what
this
you're doing right
podcast.
now. To do this podcast. Okay, Luke?
Okay.
And this podcast, you both talk and listen on the podcast and drink beer.
Yeah.
But then the old podcast overlords, the people above Keegan and I, decide to um they don't tell you that they're going to hire someone to do half of your job, the drinking beer portion of it. Um, so then they hire someone to do that, and then they ask you to just do the talking and the listening, while some other guy is talking and listening and also drinking beer. And then when you do a really good job at the talking and the listening for a while, um, and then someone gets hurt and they need you to, let's say, drink.
Talk, listen, drink, and produce now.
Yeah, drink and produce now. They want you to do something that you've never done before. And you tell them, no, you told me to just talk and listen. Uh, and I'm doing really good at that. And then they get mad at you for not doing that. And then they ship you off to the other side of the fucking
To
country
we sent you
for a
over to
bag of,
call her daddy
yeah, to, yeah, to call her daddy, to Alex
for
Cooper.
a can of Coors Light.
Yeah, she sent us one picture of her in a bikini as payment. That's it. That
Okay.
that is on like shutterstock.com.
Okay. So,
How would that make you feel?
well, conflicted. I mean, I so they asked me to stop drinking beer somewhere in that.
Yep.
They did. But then
Okay, angry. Very angry.
yes. And then they hired someone to drink the beer for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that wouldn't stand. No way.
That's what the Red Sox did with Rafael Devers and shipped him out of town. He's on a Hall of Fame pace. He's gonna look so stupid in that SF hat on the plaque.
I mean, my question is, where would the NL West be? Oh, RIP. Donnie's even wearing the Devers shirt on the podcast. What just RIP. Where would the NL West be without the farm system that is the Red Sox?
The Red
I
Sox
Mookie,
have shipped off three
Bogey,
superstars in the past year
Devers.
or what 5 years, Luke, because they
Yep.
didn't want to spend money, and now they're looking at buying. The ownership group is looking at buying a second soccer team. If you
Okay. Soccer.
We're not bitter though. We're not bitter.
No,
We're not bitter.
I just can't believe they asked him to stop drinking beer.
it's crazy, man.
Just a complete wrong takeaway from the whole thing. It's just like,
But no, that's why Keegan and I were upset the other day.
We've been drinking a lot. I've at least been drinking a lot.
Do you know what
fair,
I,
man.
do you know what I did to recoup that? I bought the first bottle of Buffalo Trace I ever saw in Milwaukee.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
They had
Hell yeah.
one bottle of it at Avenue Liquor left, and it was $35 cash only, which is a steal for around here. Normally it's like 50 or $60.
Yeah.
holy crap.
And
What was wrong with it?
nothing, man. I drank it the
It
other
could, it,
night.
it could only talk and listen.
Well, this
Um,
was my first tasting beer.
Which is that just regular OFO?
Yep.
Nice.
From my grandpa's apartment. I better keep that right here. I'm not getting into that tonight. Well,
Wait. Hold on. I better keep it directly within my arm's reach because I'm not getting into it tonight.
and then I snuck in a well
Hmm.
somewhere in there as well. So we'll see.
Yeah.
No, I won't touch it, but I will drink it.
That's good.
Well, I will tell you what I drank first. Um, just lovely can artwork out here from Youngblood Beer Co. We got Tastefully Crushing Cars, and it's just a dude, shirt unbuttoned, smoking a dart on it.
God
That's
bless, dude.
awesome.
This is a grapefruit radler, a German radler, even
Mm.
4.5% ABV. They always have like just this is just the story on the side of it. This can holds the notion that you can make anything look classy if you do it with confidence. Punching a clock at a junkyard doesn't seem like a glorious job, but if you're working the compactor while rocking a white linen suit while listening to La Primavera by Vivaldi and smoking one of those really long, skinny cigarettes, we salute you. You are style, you are class, you are grace.
I want that on my tombstone.
I want you to be buried in a white linen suit with a cigarette in your mouth, Keegan.
So someone lights it too is the issue.
Yeah. Yeah, you smoke yourself out in the casket.
Yep.
But this was awesome. I mean, it was real, true grapefruit punch on the mouth. It wasn't overly sweet. It wasn't overly tart. It was just balanced. It had so much like fruity body to it that like you could still tell that there was beer in there. It wasn't quite like that, but it was so well done. Um, it was just good. It smelled kind of unassuming. It was like, oh, it's a little fruity, yada yada. And then I took a sip, and like live on the video, I'm just like, holy shit, what happened? I gave this a 4.25 out of 5. You know, Youngblood can be a little weird with their beer sometimes. I think this is a great, just classic real beer that they made.
What what do you mean they could be weird with their beer?
They are known for making like crazy sours,
Oh.
that all have like stupid names. Uh, but they like from what I've heard is they make like one like base like Berliner Weiss and then they just flavor it with different things.
Mm.
And they taste good and they're fine.
Interesting.
But like one of their famous ones is like unsupervised at Target. I'm not Johnny Blowtorch. Gesticulating storyteller. Wait, who gave you scissors? Um,
Are these quotes from the brewers to each other?
I have
Like, do you
no
think?
clue. Tom Petty circa 1991. Like they're just crazy names. Yacht Rock and Acid Bath. I drank that one on this podcast.
I was gonna say, I feel like
Oh
I
yeah,
remember that
Yeah,
yeah.
I
one.
drank that one
That
on
one
the
is you don't
podcast.
forget a name like that.
Yeah, the Kalahari wine mixer.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. The unkindness of uphill hopscotch.
Dude. Dude, come on, man.
That's like a metaphor that you would make, Luke.
Yeah, that's a you know what? Hmm, this is giving me an idea because there's a saying I've been trying to get to catch on for many years
Oh
since
boy.
I want to say 2016, I think. And it's the phrase is it's like throwing a quarter in pudding.
Hi,
Okay.
it doesn't make sense still.
So, and now it does, right? Because it takes a while to sink in. You got cold pudding, you throw a quarter in
But you
it.
didn't say it was cold.
No, but you don't have to, Keegan. Are you? I'm
Who's
sorry.
eating
I'm
hot
sorry.
pudding?
Exactly. Who's eating hot
I had two puddings
pudding?
today at work, actually.
And they were what, Donnie?
They were chilled.
There you go. There you go. Thank you. Okay? It's like throwing a quarter in pudding with this guy. All right.
I
I'm
gotta
put.
slip that
We
one
gotta put
in.
that on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, but
We gotta
you
get
could
t-shirts.
brew it
We
into
definitely
a
gotta get
beer,
t-shirts.
okay?
At
You
least
could
from the
do
three of
some
us.
sort of
Mhm.
like chocolate stout. Okay, something, like
Mhm.
throwing a quarter in pudding. I don't know.
And then
It
you
has a
just
lot of
grind up a can in it while
Yeah.
you're brewing it. It's
You
metal flavored.
magnesium and iron and nickel. You get nickel poisoning from
Yeah,
drinking.
just take like a
Everyone's
Bud Light
blind.
flavor, Bud Light flavor, and toss it in a chocolate stout, and you have quarter and pudding.
With iron filings.
So, my tasting beers, okay, to kind of preface it a little bit, they aren't completely new to me, okay?
Asshole.
However, I would call this visiting old friends, okay? In my case, in specifically the case of this first beer, very, very old. I've carried this can with me for two separate moves. Okay. It's
Okay.
been in my fridge for a very, very long time. So I decided this time I would take it out. The reason I decided I'll get into in a minute, but that's the Genesee Specialty Dry Hopped Cream Ale.
Holy shit.
Hell yeah.
I
Hell
lived in
yeah.
Rochester when that came out. I
So
haven't lived in Rochester in nearly 4 years.
yeah,
God, that
it's
sucks.
been
That's
it's been a
crazy.
long time. However, when I cracked it open, and then I came to about a half hour later from the from
From the
the
noxious
gases.
view.
No,
Yeah.
no, it held up. I couldn't tell you the science behind it. It
I could.
defies everything. Oh, okay. Well.
Hops are a natural preservative.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, dry hopping would it probably helped it a lot actually.
Probably
And
lasts forever.
also it's in a can, so no light can get to it to skunk it. So we're sitting pretty. Turns out science can explain it. Um it was an amazing experience again. It's been a very long time. This is a sporting event beer. I remember watching lacrosse and drinking this. So I've
It was the
literally
fourth
had
grade
it.
lacrosse game, but
It was
Hmm.
um fantastic. It's a creamy IPA essentially. It's just a wonderful, wonderful flavor. It's not overpowering. I think it wouldn't be super challenging to somebody who doesn't have a super I would hate to say like refined, but like a palate um that isn't very accepting of overly hopped things, right? So the this beer I think is a warm hug, a cool hug on a hot day. I'll say it that way. Um, Wonderful. I mean, just a great visit we had again. Um, yeah, this has been expired for some time, but it was a really, really great experience, like I said once again. The reason I decided to crack this open is because I saw that Genesee, the brew house, has a dry hopped cream ale again.
Oh
So I
wow.
decided since it is back in existence, now it's not canned, but since it exists once again, I should crack it open and enjoy it on an occasion like this episode here. So.
That's kind of cool. I like the idea of like, you know, you keep something and try it late. I mean, like I have all my like barrel aged beers and stuff like that that I'm aging in the closet and things like that.
oh yeah, I still have my Goose Island stuff that I haven't touched yet.
I've got a fuck ton of them. I gotta
Oh
like
yeah.
those are coming out to the bachelor party.
So
Hell yeah.
Stroh's every like 2 years, not even, I don't think, changes the design of their cans. So I have one
Hmm.
from two designs ago that has also come. There are a couple beers that have traveled between moves. They are not expensive beers like Goose Island that you would want to age for a while. They are like it is a Stroh's, a cream ale, and a oh shoot, what's that beer that has the puzzle in the cap? some Irish something.
Huh?
Hang on. I'll
I'm
be
looking
right
it
back. I'm
up.
gonna find it.
I think that beer was like too expired for Luke to drink. I think he's making things up now.
Yeah, he might just be delusional
Found
at
it.
this point.
Is the can in the room with us, Luke?
Mickey's.
Mickey's is Irish?
That looks like cough syrup.
No, I mean Irish name, not Irish in origin.
Okay, I'm like Mickey's is like what the 40 you buy at the corner store. It's malt liquor, Luke.
Yeah,
They make
it's
it down the street from me.
it's fine malt liquor. Okay. Now look at the cap though.
Yeah, that's not a shamrock.
Yeah,
Dude,
that
what the
looks
hell kind of bug is that?
That's
looks
a
like
wasp.
whatever bugs that those dudes buying 40s are fighting off.
I'm not cracking open the Mickey's. It's also the bottle is shaped like a barrel.
I do think that is cool.
Yeah. Hmm.
It was acquired by Stroh Brewing Company at one point.
Ooh.
Yeah, Mickey's is known for a bright green barrel-shaped, waffle-ribbed, wide-mouth 12-ounce bottle. It features an image of a hornet on the label and cap and a
Hornet.
rebus puzzle beneath it.
There you go. Hey, you were close, Keegan, with the wasp comment.
Not a big deal.
Yeah,
It's
well,
fine.
you're right about that.
All
Not a big
right.
deal.
There might be wasps in my house, so I should probably take a break and deal with those. And by that I mean a 12 pack of Mickey's. We're back. Uh, some of us have less gas in our systems.
I
So
burped.
I gotta figure out what to do because you guys took the two good options,
Is in
Burping and because I farted.
yeah,
and then
but
you
it's it
burped,
right.
and everything
What's the
else is
third?
I don't know. I have to ask my doctor.
He's got to poke his belly with like a pin, and it just
It's like a cow when they
yeah.
when they release gas out of the cow is like that's
Yeah.
Oh
the other
yeah.
way.
What are you trying to say there?
Not that you're a cow.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
You need the gas released.
Speaking of cow, um, oh geez, I see. I'm not good at these segues. I really,
No, you're
I, I'm,
not.
I'm,
I'm
You're
I'm
drinking a
not.
not.
cream
So,
ale right now, is what's happening.
oh,
Oh,
cow
baby.
cream. Yeah,
Cream.
there we go.
I got raspberry outboard from MKE Brewing, which is owned by Eagle Park. It's just a brand by them at this point. But holy shit, man. Outboard is their base cream ale and the raspberry flavor on it. This thing, look at it. It's a little red. It's
I like
freaking
that.
phenomenal, man.
I like
Phenomenal.
that. I got
It's like
a
a fine cream ale, and then when you add the raspberry, to the
next
moon.
level.
To the
Give me
moon.
three more.
Give me 40 more.
Um, so from 21st Amendment, I have Hell or High Watermelon. Luke, what's our 21st Amendment?
Something it has something to do with beer for sure.
Yeah, it definitely does. You're correct.
I believe that was repealing prohibition.
Uh,
18th Amendment was prohibition. 21st was repealing
uh,
prohibition.
You don't even
you
want to know
would.
what the 40th is.
That's the 40 of PBR in my fridge.
No, I mean, fellas, since we last talked, I had one drinking outing. It was on Monday, actually. I took off of work so I could go to a charity golf tournament. Um, so it was for the Charlie Landers Foundation. I doubt that anybody that's associated with that foundation is ever going to hear this podcast, but it was a great time. My team actually won.
Holy
Mm.
cow.
So I got a couple nice new polos that I got
In
sitting
spite
behind
of
me.
you, or
No, whoa, whoa, whoa! I was a second best, third best scorer on my team of four.
Second,
It was a
to
70,
second and to
78.
third.
First guy shot a 78, second guy shot a 79, I shot an 80, fourth guy shot an 85. So we played well as a team. Um,
There you go.
but I'll tell you, some beverages that played in that sporting event, Surfsides, dude. Really good.
My mom likes the Sun Cruisers,
Sun cruisers are also quite good.
but similar type thing, yeah.
I don't know what sun cruisers are. I have never.
It's like hard
Basically the
iced tea and
same thing.
lemonades,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh, okay. So
They,
it's
the
like
logos look very similar.
they do.
the
There's a
names are
yeah,
kind of going for the same thing.
yeah. No, I mean they're really good though. Like, but just like Pink Whitney, they'll fucking sneak up on you, man.
Yeah, if you have
They
300.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had about seven playing golf each, so we were feeling pretty good by
Hmm.
hole 18. Oh, let me tell you, do you guys know what a John Daly is? Obviously.
Yes.
Okay, I figured you would. I love John Daly's. I think they're great.
Mm.
Um, I asked for a double John Daly for like the after party portion of this. Right? I was like, all right, cool. Like, it'll have a little more, like a little stronger. Fine. I shit you not. This was a quadruple John Daly. It was like
Good for you.
in a 16-ounce cup. It was 12 ounces of vodka.
Oh
Because
my God.
So
dude,
you
I
got a
saw
Long
him fill it.
Island?
Basically, I saw him fill up the cup with ice, and I got one for my buddy too. So I saw him fill both cups up with ice, and then I saw him start pouring, and my eyes like kept getting wider because the level just kept
Mm.
rising. And then he said, a squirt of iced tea, a squirt of lemonade. Here you go, friend. And I said, sir,
I love you.
this is a
Mm.
dangerous game.
Yeah, you kissed him on the
That's
lips.
a.
I did actually. I'm leaving Caitlin for him.
Yeah, good for you. Uh, a just similar ice story. I had a drinking outing last night. Went to Lakefront Brewery for trivia with some of my friends. Also got to see my lovely friend Lauren from college. She went to RIT, went to packaging
Shout
with
out
me.
Lauren.
She
Mm.
was there. I told her that my friends and I were going there, and that she and her coworkers should go there because they were at in town for a work training this week. So I was like, yeah, you live in LA, like it'll be a nice way to see Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Anyway, we had gone up, got our first beers of the night. Uh, their most recent in the My Turn series, My Turn Katie, who has been my tour guide at Lakefront before. She's got an ESB on tap, man, that I love that style of beer so much. I love the English bitters. Anywho, Sophie pointed out to me, she's like, "Oh, that tap looks really cool." And it was called Cooler by the Lakefront. And then I looked up on the screen and it said Grape Ale. And I was like, "Oh, that's cool, like different."
Hmm.
So I went up for my second beer and I was like, "I'll do that. I'll do the Cooler by the Lakefront." And the guy goes, "You want ice?" And I go, "What do you mean? It's a beer." And he goes, "Well, it's technically a wine cooler."
Well,
And
because
I'm like,
I was
and I'm
gonna
like,
ask you.
and I'm like, no, like I'll be fine. And then it just was a wine cooler. I thought it was like a wine cooler-esque ale. No, it was just a wine cooler. And so I drank a red wine cooler at trivia. I really wish I had remembered to record myself as drinking that for the podcast because I thought that would have been a fun reaction to see me drinking a wine cooler.
And how was it?
It was fine. It was a wine cooler. Like I'm not gonna if I'm gonna put actual thought into what I'm ordering, I'm not ordering that in the future. But it was fine.
I
Uh,
had a grape pilsner at Noble Shepherd once.
hmm. How was it?
It was fine. It was fine.
I,
It
I
wasn't it wasn't the highlight of the flight.
I feel like grape is such a hard flavor.
It is. They didn't make it overpowering, which is good. Which I mean, artificial grape can be overpowering.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
Like grape
but
soda, yeah.
yeah. So, but it was yeah, it was fine. I'll tell you what was better than fine.
My wife.
My my
Dude,
tasting beer.
I just real quick once I did
Oh,
that.
go for it.
So my cousin got so while I was gone, my cousin got married 2 weeks ago. Shout out Sydney and Remy. My cousin
Woo.
Sydney. And the bath it was at like a barn venue out in the woods. It was really, really pretty. But like the bathroom was in another building, so I went to the other building. I was walking my way back during the reception, and my cousin was standing out there, and I was, we were chatting and stuff like that. And then her now husband walks out and just goes, "My wife." I was just like, again, we're all three of us are the same age. Like we're all within a month of each other. birthday, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
You know what's
Dude,
funny?
that's awesome.
You know
You
what's
just got a great idea.
I did. But the caddy that we had for our group for that tournament,
Yeah.
I hit a shot and I was like, "That's a fucking golf shot. It's a great shot."
Yeah.
And then I hear him go, "Very nice."
That's
But
awesome, dude.
I didn't. It was like throwing a quarter in pudding. He walked away as he said it, and then I said, "Oh shit, how much?"
Good
So
job using the
there you go,
expression.
Luke.
Yeah, whoever came up with that is a genius.
Yeah, they got to have a really big head for all the
Ah,
brains
that's exactly where I was going.
I listen, there's certain
Wh-
ideas that I hear from people that I think that came from the mind beneath a bulbous head. Okay? We can recognize it.
Yeah.
They're
Anyway,
never good ideas. Never.
no.
Not one. Not one of them is a good idea. Okay? But
What do you got,
anyhow,
Luke? What do you got?
this was a good idea somebody else came up with. The New Jersey Beer Company Lemon Meringue Pie Double India Pale Ale.
Jesus
Holy
Christ.
shit.
Jesus
Okay?
Christ.
8.6%.
Holy shit. What sporting event are you drinking this at?
Any of them. I won't remember it. People will ask me if I was there, and I can honestly say I don't know. But so I want to read some of the flavor notes that one might get from this beer. Okay. Brewed with a combination of oats, wheat, a pinch of lactose, graham cracker, lemon, and marshmallow.
Hmm.
Wonderful. This was I so I gave it a 3.75. It might have been higher. I don't know whether it was because this has been in my fridge for a bit, but I figured with the summer flavor notes, the sort of summery flavor notes, warm weather flavor notes, it's kind of why not? Maybe who knows if it's a sporting event beer. But I would say after now drinking it that I think it is. It's a really, really pleasant and inviting, creamy, smooth, tart beer.
Hmm.
Very enjoyable. I have not had anything else from New Jersey Beer Company, so I don't know how their other beer is, but they are this was just really neat. There's plenty of lemon meringue pie flavored beer out there. I feel like I've had another one at one point, but this is absolutely one that I would revisit at some point.
Hell yeah. Shout out New Jersey.
Joyzy, baby.
Have either of you ever heard of New Jersey Beer Company?
No.
No, but it's interesting that you said how tart it is, despite having like marshmallow and graham cracker and other things that are like usually make a beer pretty sweet in there.
Yeah.
So it's good that it has still had because like that to me is a characteristic of lemon meringue pie. It's like you get the tart lemon and then the sweetness from everything else.
Yes. For for this beer, it starts out sweet and creamy, then jumps to tart in the middle. It's a huge jump. And then kind of settles out back to sweet. It's very complex.
Hmm.
Um the first I would say two sips I thought, "Uh-oh, they had a concept. They
They
jumped
missed
the
it.
shark, if you will." Um but I don't have enough sports analogies I could use.
That was a great analogy though. I like that
Yeah.
I like that saying.
Thank you. I came up with it myself.
Do you know where the expression "jump the shark" comes from?
Yeah,
Yeah.
from
It's Happy Days?
Fozzie.
No,
Yeah.
you're right.
Do you know where
Yeah.
Happy Days was based?
You're kidding.
Jersey,
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Dude, as
That's why
all
there's
good
a
things are
yeah, right.
before it
That's
jumped
it.
the shark.
So as you were reading out the name of this beer, Luke, it reminded me of a beer I had while I was back home. Actually, it was after my cousin's wedding. My cousin, my other cousin, was staying at my dad's house with us. Him and his wife stayed with us, and while Sophie and I were in the other bedroom. but he's a crazy hophead. He was like the first beer guy in the family. He's 13 years older than me. So like while I was
Oh.
getting ready for the wedding, he like just like I was like doing my hair in the bathroom. He just like walked up and handed me a glass of a vaguely hazy IPA. And I said, "What is this?" He goes, "Double dry hopped IPA." And I said, "Okay." And so we split one of those, and then we each drank a Molson Ice before the wedding.
Holy cow, dude.
Yeah, then one of my dad's buddies left him in his beer fridge, and I'm like, I'm drinking this.
Your
Dude.
dad's buddy doesn't like him.
It's so well because it's so funny. Because like him and I both took my cousin and I both took a sip of it. My cousin Brandon, shout out Brandon, and we were like both took a sip
How you
and we
doing?
looked at each other and went, "Yeah." Like it was just
Yeah.
like it's what we expected. It is what it is. But anyway, one of the beers he brought out after the wedding when we were just sitting around drinking at the house was called Waffle Nanner by Treehouse Brewing down in
I've had
Massachusetts.
I've had that
Oh,
one.
you've had that
Yep.
one. Holy
Yep. I
shit.
was I was like, wait, I think I know that beer. Yep.
Yeah. Is a for those not who haven't indulged, Luke, this double IPA is brewed with grade A maple syrup, a deliciously chewy malt bill, banana puree, and experimental hops.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What?
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
so my cousin likes it, and Sophie liked it too for the same reason, because to them it tastes like circus peanuts, like the candy.
Yes, exactly. Like
Oh,
exactly that. And that's for that reason, I'm out. I
It
didn't
was
love it.
crazy. I was
I
not like a big fan of it. It wasn't bad, but I
yeah,
would not drink a full glass of it. Like I don't
is
know.
correct.
is that the gummy? Is the circus peanuts
Like
the
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 gummy
orange
marshmallowy things.
orange
peanut?
Yeah,
peanut ones.
Yeah.
Yep.
that's it. It tastes exactly like that.
I
Yep.
avoided that candy like the plague as a kid. I've
Probably
never
better for your
tried it.
health.
Yeah,
Probably better for your health.
you might have had more gout.
They're probably so I'm going to Canada this weekend. I would be willing to, but they got all sorts of weird candy stuff going on up there. So I bet you they still have those relics.
Yeah, it
They
just
might.
I don't know. I drank a lot of fun beers while I was home. We
Yeah.
did. We hit most of the breweries in my hometown. Still haven't been to Ledge Brewing, but we'll get there one day. Uh, it was just awesome. It
That's
was
great, Johnny.
Have
it
you
was
had a
good.
beer from Ledge Brewing, or you
No,
just?
I've just
Oh, okay,
never like
neither.
it because they don't really distribute.
Hmm.
Uh, but no, we had I did a good job of trying different ones around town and getting different stuff at the store that I can't get around here, which was awesome.
Way cool.
But I did get another beer around here to drink on the podcast, which is what I started off drinking. Uh, Dovetail Brewing's Summer Hopfen Lager. So I looked it up, and they do seasonally, so they do like one per season of like a flavor profile. So it just says traditional methods, modern hops, balanced, bold, surprising.
Hmm.
This I described as like an APL, like an American Pale Lager, because it was like bright and floral and like crisp, but not in like an overly hoppy way. Like it was hop forward, but not in an IPA way, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then it just had that smooth crushableness of a lager. Like you have sometimes have the IPL, the India Pale Lagers. I
Hmm.
said this was an APL. I gave this beer a 3.75. I'm gonna like look out for the different like seasons of it now. It's a 4.5% ABV. I've got three more of them in my fridge. I'm really excited for them. They're like Dovetail just makes good stuff. They make like craft lagers basically. Down in Chicago, it's all like traditional German beer styles normally. Uh, and it was just good beer, like 3.75, solid summer sipper. I'll drink one at 12:01 tomorrow when I log off of work.
Good deal.
We love
Yeah,
summer Fridays. We love summer Fridays.
dude, I would do summer Fridays year round.
Yeah. I don't get why that's not like a thing. They just like work more like Monday through Thursday and then just be off Fridays. That sounds great.
Dude, 4.10s, I would do that 100%.
Absolutely.
I think I would too.
I did. I used
Well,
to
we
do it when
didn't
I was
really
an
ask your
intern.
opinion, Luke, but
Okay. You sound like my doctor. Go.
My doctor follows me to work every day.
I do you and your doctor need couples therapy, Luke?
We need something. And I won't trust his referral for a therapist.
Therapist who
um,
makes you feel worse.
um, going back for a second, Donnie, that brewery that you were talking about, what is it? Ledge
Ledge
Brewery?
Brewing
Ledge Brewing?
and I think it's technically Intervale or whatever.
People in your town, do they recommend that place?
Yes, I hear good things about them. Uh, they have a good amount of events there. I kept forgetting what day my birthday was that week. So like I was like, yeah, on my birthday, let's go to the top of Mount Washington, which we did. It was awesome. We had
Nice.
80 miles of visibility.
Did you get a sticker?
No, because my car didn't
Oh,
drive. We took the train, which was super
oh.
cool. But
Oh, way
anyway,
cool.
80 miles of visibility too. That's
yeah, it's
crazy.
like the nicest weather I've ever seen up there. But they do like a special on Tuesdays. They have trivia, but then they also do it's like $20 for a beer and two tacos.
Whoa.
Oh,
And I was like, that would be sick to do. But then, we were on top of a mountain and stuff like that.
oh, what a shame. Those mountains get in the way.
Yeah, but I think like some of my friends have like performed like music there and stuff, and I hear good things. It
Way
seems like a
cool.
cool spot. It used to be a train museum or like a model train store that they
Hell
turned into a
yeah.
brewery.
Hell yeah.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Actually, you guys know where I'm going. So, for my birthday weekend, we're heading up to Caitlin and I are heading up to Burlington, Vermont.
Oh, baby.
So we're staying like when I say right next to a brewery, right next to a brewery.
Dude,
So,
yeah. Hell yeah.
um, so I'm probably gonna golf one of the days, but the other days I'll let Caitlin sleep until noon, and when the brewery opens at 11, I'll have a beer for breakfast.
That's awesome, dude. Burlington's such a cute little town.
Yeah, we're
Like I know
excited.
it's a
So
Burlington is
city,
awesome.
but it's such a
because
cool place.
they have foam brewers there who we're gonna hit. There was two others I think that were on our list, and then obviously we'll pick up some heady topper while we're in the area.
I mean, isn't there Burlington Beer
But
Co?
I think so.
Yes.
That's probably
Burlington
one of
Beer
them.
Co. and Switchback are like next to each other.
Yes, yeah. So I think we're next to. We might be in, like right next to those ones. So maybe I'm next to two breweries.
Is there
Even
Citizens.
such
better.
is there such thing as Burlington Coat Factory?
There
Yeah, I used to
absolutely
live
is.
next door to one.
Okay, so okay, I had a second where I'm like, is this going to be the Mandela effect? Like
I think that's the
I'm
trippiest
thinking there was a
shit
Burlington.
ever.
Yeah, dude, it's
Like,
freaking wild. The Berenstein Bears and the Berenstein Bears.
yep, yep. I think it's the weirdest shit ever, and I don't fully understand it. Um, but like
Um,
I also don't want to fully understand it because I think it'll fuck with my head more.
I
oh
agree.
yeah,
I kind of just gave up on it.
Like from my
brewery or
understanding, it's
brewers?
just people all misremembering things the exact same way, and it's kind of funky.
Yep, the Fruit of the Loom logo
Yeah, the
that
cornucopia
everybody
thing. Yeah.
remembers a different way, like
Yep.
a way that it apparently never was, but everyone's like, but yes, it was. We all remember it the
We
same
all
exact
remember
way.
it.
So those of you who are listening who don't know what the Mandela effect is, if you want to not sleep well for quite some time, you can look it up. It's essentially where, I mean, we kind of explained it, but it's essentially where um, a ton of people remember something, an event, a logo, a name, something a specific way, and then people start going back to look it up again, and it's something completely different. Like so, the Fruit of the Loom um, example is great because it the logo doesn't have that
It used to
whatever
be,
it's like,
Cornucopia.
yeah,
yeah,
it was like a
cornucopia,
cornucopia.
but everybody remembers it with a cornucopia.
I think there's got to be people like there's someone just fucking with us.
Yeah, it's some government conspiracy. They're like, okay, we're going to see how successful we can be at tricking the populace into something. But the reason why it's called the Mandela effect is because when Nelson Mandela died
In the
and
80s.
in the well, when he died, the footage from his funeral millions of people were watching, and they're like, "We've seen this before."
Yeah.
They were all like, "This, I remember this happening before," and so it ended up being millions of people like their minds completely blown because of this footage, this event, this person being remembered like that. They all believed that it had happened before. It was like just a weird thing. So they call it the Mandela effect. It's just
Yeah,
one of
everyone
those
assumes he died in
mind-boggling
the 80s or
things.
whatever.
Yeah.
I think he was like went to prison in the 80s or something like that. I know he was in jail for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, he was for a very long time.
Yeah. Longer than I've been in prison, for that's for sure.
Yeah, and you got a lot of years ahead of you.
Phew. I
All
make
right,
up for lost time.
I'm getting a little nervous, so I need to talk about beer.
Yeah.
Um, I actually had a Victory beer, and it's their peach beer. It's called a Peachy Punch, 5%. I did look on the can. They don't actually give us like a style. Drinking it, I think it is more on the heels of a Radler. It's definitely like strong peachy, but like also a pretty strong kind of lemon to it. So it almost seems like more of like a lemon Radler base that somebody like chewed up some peaches into. Um, but to me, it also the way that I like taste it, and the first thing I thought of, it's like Mango Kart's sweeter cousin. And
Mango
like
Kart's pretty sweet.
It
exactly,
is.
exactly. So that sweetness alone made this definitely a lessish beer for me. Um, Now obviously a little different flavors, mango to peach, but definitely sweeter with this one. And but overall a good beer. I also gave this a 4. Um, I think I'd have like one on draft and then be like, yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna switch to something else. But
I'd try it.
definitely worth a shot.
Yeah, I'd go for it once.
I like a peach beer.
That's
Yeah,
just peachy.
peach is such an underrated flavor in my opinion. Like I know it's in a lot of stuff now, but I I don't know.
I had
I
a
feel like it
peach
gets a
IPA
lot.
recently.
It either gets a ton of love or a ton of hate, and it doesn't get very much in the middle. Where I'm like, I feel like it's an okay bridge. I don't know. I feel like there's some people in the middle. People in the middle need to be louder.
They do.
Mi Middle child. Okay.
And we need to be louder about what we're drinking next week because I don't have a clue yet. We've got a special episode coming up soon, but we've got a couple things that need to get worked out first. So more to come on that. But do any of you guys have nominations for what we should do next week?
Oh,
Anything that you want us to be drinking? Because this is how I usually approach it. I just take charge and say something.
I mean, I would say like beer and music pairings.
Okay,
I
a
think
beer and a song.
it's a great like windows down kind of listen to the radio weather. So I feel like it fits.
yeah. That sounds great.
So come with a song and preferably have that song blaring as you're tasting the beer to the point that we can't find your words at all.
I'm down,
That's what I'm
man.
thinking.
I'm
Yeah.
down.
All right,
Do you
sweet.
have a question for us, Keegan, too? Since you're Mr.
Um,
Ideas?
Listen, I usually get about one per day is my quota, so I'm tapped a little bit.
Hmm.
That being said, no.
I got a question for our viewers,
Hi,
Let's hear it.
Luke. What's your
our
question?
listeners.
Did you raise your
Um,
hand?
yes.
Okay, Luke.
Oh, thank you. I've got a question for all of you listeners, okay? Did you miss us?
Great question.
We were never gone.
Yeah, actually, we Donnie was right earlier, but if we're being honest about how often we record full
Almost daily.
3 hour episodes every couple of days. But we're kind of gatekeeping them for as long as we can get away with doing that. And then
Yeah.
we'll release it, sometimes.
It's
Give you
just
little crumbs.
it's kind of like we're expecting the worst to happen to us, whether it be a car accident or a drone
I
strike
love
or
I love to think about because Luke, do you remember they did a time capsule at Leary?
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I
I,
remember that.
not to brag, I did have some writing put in that time capsule. Not a big deal. So Donnie, for explanation, our elementary school, it was like the 50th anniversary of the elementary school. And so what they wanted to do was do a time capsule. And so they pick like, writing or projects or things like that from a couple different classes. And
Yeah,
I got my writing in there.
good for you.
Um, but
It's probably
I
incoherent garbage.
it absolutely is terrible. Um, what I like to think about is the idea that like someone stores away VHSs of just us talking about bullshit and beer, and we go through like a nuclear apocalypse essentially, and just like wake up on the other side of it. And the first thing people hear when they see this is just us talking about literally nothing.
What a what a fun thought.
We are just
It's just a
Jesus.
great thought.
we're all about the escapism here at Beer There Drunk That, you know?
We're Imagineers.
We
You
are.
tune in for a good time,
You're gonna
you
get
know.
this podcast on Disney Plus soon.
Yeah, well, apparently it's been on there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they just do that now. They
I
just
gotta.
assume they own it.
Bob Iger won't return my phone call.